It was the Rolling Stones that said, "You can't always get what you want, honey. But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need." I'm gonna hope that that's gonna be the case of my situation in this video, where I have spent about a week in Manila now, and unfortunately things just haven't been going great, if I'm being honest, where the first 3-4 days I was actually very sick with a stomach bug that I had on the tail end of my trip from Bali. So I did the responsible thing and just rested in those days, the days where it was beautiful and sunny out. But now when I'm thankfully feeling better, as you can see, we are dealing with the tail end of Manila's rainy season. So a little rain obviously never hurt nobody, but it does make things much more complicated for me to film and make it aesthetically pleasing. So I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best, guys, because I really want to shine Manila in the best light. I think it's a really cool city, and I have been enjoying my time here. So the area that I am in right now, let me actually flip the camera. This is BGC, and it is the second largest business district in Manila after Makati, the area that I am staying in. But all along I had plans to shoot my intro here because it has all these cool skyscrapers, lots of amazing street art. But yeah, that's how it goes. It is just gonna be raining probably all afternoon. So instead, after walking around here for, well, maybe 20-30 minutes, I'm gonna do as the locals do, and I'm gonna take you guys to an epic mall. FYI, where I have taken you guys is not just a mall, not just any mall. It is the Venice Canal Mall. I had actually seen this mall in somebody else's video, so I knew that I had to make a trip to check it out for myself. And since we are very fortunate that the rain has stopped, at least for a second, let me actually take this time and tell you guys about some of my first impressions of the Philippines. The very first thing that happened right as I was passing through immigration here in Manila really caught me off guard was, first of all, the immigration officer spoke amazing English, very impressive. But second of all, he asks me a peculiar question where, well, first he's just like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "Oh, you know, Calgary in Canada." And he was like, "Where in Calgary?" And at first I was like, is this a trick question? Like, why does, you know, he want to know that? And so I said, well, you know, in the southwest corner of the city, that's where my mom lives. And he's like, "Oh, is that near Chinook Mall?" And I was like, what? How do you know where Chinook Mall is? Totally took me off guard that an immigration officer knew so much about Calgary, where honestly the majority of people don't know where Calgary even is. And then to play off this point, I was just walking down the street and some really friendly people just came up to talk to me. once again spoke perfect English. That's going to be a theme of my first impressions, is that everyone here speaks incredible English. But second of all, as we were talking, they were saying that they had some relatives in Red Deer. So yeah, absolutely wild that I feel like I've met so many people that know so much about Canada. All in all, my first impressions of the people here is that they are incredibly nice. I feel so welcome, and from a tourist standpoint, overall it has been quite easy to get around and figure things out. And look at this, guys. Just like in Venice, they have the love lockets as well on this gorgeous bridge. And another thing that I feel is definitely worth mentioning as a first impression of the Philippines is that they have started celebrating Christmas so early. It is the end of October right now, and you will see like Christmas lights over there, just decorations all over the place. Mariah Carey's on every radio station. And it's funny because I feel like we celebrate Christmas fairly early in North America. Maybe about mid-November, the Christmas decorations will start coming out. But apparently they've already been up for like 2 or 3 weeks here. They start in the beginning of October, so like 3 months of Christmas. And another very important thing that I have been saving for when I arrive in the Philippines is trying the famous Jollibee. From what I've heard, this place is the equivalent of like KFC, I guess, because the primary thing that they serve is fried chicken. I had some Filipino friends that I actually worked with at the Thai restaurant I used to work at in Toronto. We had like half Thai staff, half Filipino, and when Jollibee opened in Toronto, they were so psyched. Look how cute their mascot is. I love this little bee character. So yeah, I want to give you guys my first impressions of Jollibee. Alright guys, my order has arrived. Well, actually I am missing, I think it's called the boku pie. They said it'd be ready in 5 minutes. It's like a hot coconut pie, I think. Oh, perfect. Thank you very much. Perfect, thank you. There we go. Buko pie. So this will be my dessert. Look how cute. But yeah, for my main, I decided to obviously try something that you would not see in Canada, which is fried chicken and then also their famous spaghetti. And then I got this, which is a sarsi float. I have no idea what sarsi is. It kind of looks like Coke or Pepsi, but I don't know, so I thought I would try it. All right, the lighting is not fantastic in here, but we're gonna have to work with it. Let us begin with the sarsi float. Find out what sarsi is. Is that root beer? Very nice, really nice. Yeah, to me this would just be like a root beer float. Delicious. And now we have the famous chicken and spaghetti. Let's begin with the chicken. I mean, I haven't had KFC in quite a long time, but I'm pretty sure this is better than KFC. Fantastic fried chicken, like I'm not kidding you guys, like 10 out of 10 for the fried chicken. I'll be honest though, with the spaghetti, it's not looking super appealing, if you know what I mean. It just looks very bland, like just tomato sauce, a little bit of cheddar, and I don't know, these kind of fat noodles on top. So, oh, what in the world? You guys, there's hot dogs in the spaghetti. Okay, interesting. okay. It's okay. I'll be honest and say I wouldn't come back for the spaghetti. I'd probably get fries instead. But the chicken is fantastic. I would get that with a side of fries. Root beer float, in my opinion, is very good. Would definitely get it again. And last but not least, let's try this little... Oh. Okay, I'm worried. I ordered the bulo one. Okay, I'm actually a little bit confused, guys, because I thought I ordered the bulo one, that's the coconut one, but on this side it says peach mango. Maybe they just use the same packaging for all of them, I don't know. But yeah, it's this cute little pie. Let's try it. I did get the one I ordered. It is like a white filling inside, which is the coconut, and it's really very happy with this. Very good first impression of Jollibee. I can definitely see why people like this, and I will definitely try it again while I'm here in the Philippines. So welcome to Manila, guys, a city of many contrasts and home to a population of approximately 15 million people in the metro area. If you stick to the more tourist areas of Manila, you will find that it is very foreigner friendly, really easy to get around, overall quite safe, and very modern. But if you are looking from the bird's eye view of the city, there is of course a lot of poverty, some that is very extreme, and there are some parts of the city that would be extremely dangerous for tourists to visit. As a solo female traveler, I overall found it quite easy to get around, and in sticking to the fairly safe areas, I didn't really have any problems. A few safety suggestions that I would have for both men and women that are coming to Manila for the first time is to really pick the best possible area for your accommodation, something really central. Second of all, I would never recommend getting the regular white taxis off of the street. It is definitely better to use Grab. The top safety precaution you really have to watch out for, even in the tourist areas, is of course pickpocketing. Try and have your bag in front of you, not have too much money on you at one time, and just don't be swinging your cell phone around everywhere. That's really the main thing. Now, that's not to say you can't go to the more local areas. I actually did just that, and you will see the full vlog as my next video, where I actually hired a local tour guide who was super nice, and we went into an area that I didn't see any tourists in, and I was definitely a bit of a circus attraction, but people were super nice, and it was just a really eye-opening experience into what life is like for the average person here in Manila. You guys know that I like to focus on the best parts of each place, but I think it would be irresponsible of me to not mention some of the things you should watch out for. And while Manila is a fantastic city, you can't just walk anywhere. You can't go to every single district and not be at risk of certain things happening. So just keep those things in mind, and I'm sure you'll have a great time. Now, if you're looking for a recommendation of where to stay in Manila, especially if you're coming here for the first time, I would say Makati. That is the area that I have chosen to stay in, a little closer to the district that is called Poblacion. It's fairly accessible to other areas the tourists would be interested in, and it really has everything you need. Now, to give you guys an idea about pricing as far as accommodation goes in this area, well, let me give you a very first general example of where I'm staying. Lub di Makati, not sponsored obviously. It's a very popular hostel chain in Southeast Asia, but I did choose to stay in a private room, which was $40 a night. And if I remember correctly, their dorm rooms were going for about $15 a night. If you wanted something a little bit more high-end, and there are some beautiful, luxury hotels here in Makati, I would say that a 3-star hotel is going to start around $70 a night. And then if you want to stay somewhere really fancy, like the Peninsula, over here, those kinds of 5-star hotels are starting around the $200 or $300 a night range. Overall, I think this is a great option for anybody who's coming here for the first time because, like I said, it's very tourist friendly. You do see quite a bit of foreigners walking around this area. It's also nice because they have pretty long boulevards, so you can actually go for walks. It's really easy to get grab taxis here or to use the public transit. So all in all, a great place to start your journey. Another must if you are coming to Manila is the historic area of Intramuros. This is the oldest part of the city, dating back to the 16th century when the Spanish had colonized the Philippines. So a very touristy area, but very beautiful. And to see it, I decided to do a bike tour with this local company called Bam Bike Eco Tours. I'm standing right in front of the building. But one thing I didn't anticipate is that a lot of the roads are cobblestone. So I don't know how comfortable that is, you know, biking wise. I guess we'll find out. I feel like this is the perfect place to end off today's video, friends. This is Park Rizal, just outside of Intramuros. Lovely place to go walk around. But that brings us to the end of my introductory video to Manila. I hope you found it helpful. And I will actually have one more video coming out after this one where I visit a much more local part of the city that I definitely wouldn't recommend visiting on your own. You definitely need a local guide. And I guess one last thing I want to mention is that unfortunately I only have 3 weeks here in the Philippines, which sure, to the average person just on vacation would be a very long time, but for somebody filming, doing a full-time job, it's really not a lot of time. The reason I can't extend my time here is because I'm meeting somebody very special at my next destination and have to be there at a specific time. So really the only 2 places that I'm going to be doing in the Philippines is Manila, and then I'm flying down to Palawan, and I will do a few different stops on Palawan before leaving to my next country. So 100% I'm gonna have to come back to the Philippines. This is just a tiny taste of everything this country has to offer. So as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Have you been to the Philippines, specifically Manila, I guess, for this video? Leave your thoughts and suggestions down below. And as always, I'm sending you guys so much love. I hope you're having a fantastic day and keep being your own kind of beautiful. Bye, guys.